scams at Sim Lim Square. Sim Lim Square, located at 1 Rochor Canal Road, Singapore 188504. Many shops, particularly those on lower levels selling games, cameras, and mobiles in Sim Lim Square, resort to scam tactics to reap higher profits. Unwary shoppers might fall into the traps of unscrupulous sellers. No price tag scam. Products without a price tag are subjected to varying quotes from the seller. The seller will judge how the buyer approaches them before quoting a price. Sellers will also try to convince the buyer, after a bargaining session, that the price they offer are the best. Goods and services tax scam. In this scam, sellers would first quote potential buyers a price, and then just before the buyer makes the payment, they tell the buyer that they'll need to pay 7% GST on top of the quoted price. More unscrupulous shops will miscalculate the amount of GST that the customers need to pay. The customers who are not careful will find themselves paying more than 7% for GST, which may or may not be legitimate. Missing component scam. In the scam, the seller would quote the buyer a price that seemed either cheap or very reasonable. After the buyer makes the purchase, the seller would then ask the buyer if he would like to purchase an accessory that would otherwise have been bundled with the product. Counterfeit scam. This largely applies for software, but also to hardware at times. In early 2008, some shops were busted by the police for selling counterfeit copies of Microsoft Windows. Many stores are also selling counterfeit copies of the popular Apple iPod music players. Top-up scam. In the scam, the seller would convince the buyer to purchase something that he would later find to be unsatisfactory, and then offer the buyer a top-up for a pricier product. In some cases, the sellers often perform certain services that may or may not be necessary. Bait-and-switch scam. In the scam, the seller and buyer negotiate for one item, but the seller delivers another. For example, the buyer is seeking a 16 GB memory card, but is handed an 8 GB card. Warranty-related scam. During purchase negotiation, the seller will try to give vague impression that the item is covered by a manufacturer's warranty. Upon completing the purchase, the seller will reveal that the item is a gray set with no official warranty, and deny any previous negotiation. If you have a dispute with a retailer over consumer goods and services, and you have not been able to resolve the matter with the retailer, you can approach Case for advice and assistance by calling their hotline 610-00315. Please subscribe to our channel if you like our videos. To find out how Red Hill got its name, download the iPhone apps from iTunes now.